This is Jonathan Adler for the U.S. Nationalist Report. I'm following up on a construction site here on Melrose Avenue in West Los Angeles to find out the situation there. Last time I checked, all the workers were foreign Latinos. So I'm going to check this out again. There were no white or black workers. They were all Spanish-speaking foreign Latinos. One man I interviewed, I believe he said he was from Honduras, either Guatemala or Honduras. So I'll show you the site here. It looks like it's some condominiums. Okay, so I'm here at Citrus and Melrose, approaching the construction site. Luxury type condominiums. It's going up all over Los Angeles. A large number of them are empty. Apparently, they're being bought by a lot of foreign owner investors. Like I said in my other videos, they just kind of sit on these properties for investments. So I'm going to check this site out here. See what's wrong with this guy. He's mentally ill. I don't know, people that walk like that, it's pretty strange. It's okay if they want to be mentally ill, but if they're a threat to people, then they need to be locked up. Okay, here's the site here. This is just east of Highland on Melrose. It's this white building here. And may have gone for the day. They usually leave pretty early, but I'll take a look around. They had some major violations on the sidewalk where they were blocking the sidewalk, and they didn't clean up the garbage, and they had some safety hazards on the sidewalk. And like I said, all foreign workers. Take a look at this. It's this building right here. So this is the building. Looks like they've, last time I was here was a few months ago. Let me take a look around here. So they had this whole sidewalk here all blocked up with debris. It does look like they got that cleaned off. So looks like they did clean this up. Looks like this part's cleaned up here. So it looks like they did quite a bit of work on this. Looks like they did quite a bit of work. Looks like there's people moving in here already. Wonder how they feel about depriving U.S. citizens of jobs. Guess they don't care as long as they have a nice condo. So this is called Common Melrose. I guess they didn't want to take the spray paint off the sign. Didn't look too good. By proper development, whatever that is. Never heard of it before. Address 6501-6507 Melrose Avenue. And this is at Mccadden and Melrose. You tourist? Are you a tourist? You from Japan? Japan? Tokyo? Have a good visit. Okay, so like I said, we have a lot of foreign Asians in California, which I don't have a problem with as long as they're tourists. But if they're here just buying up all the businesses and real estate and not employing U.S. citizens, that's not okay. So it looks like there's no workers here. I guess they finished with their illegal alien workers. I guess they don't want to take credit for the work because they're ashamed of employing illegal aliens. Like I said, a lot of these places just sit here empty. I saw a few people in here, but there's probably about maybe 10, 11 units, mostly vacant. So this is a big issue here, all these vacant buildings. Very much not sustainable. Looks like there's a worker guy here. That looks like a worker. Because you don't really see Latinos living here much. It's usually either rich Asians or whites. For Latino, it's usually workers. So, what's going on here? Check the back here. So there's only one car here in Colorado. You think if they put this much money into building these condos, they would have them sold. You live here, man?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't? Okay. You just live in the neighborhood?
I'm looking for a place.
You are?
Yeah.
Because I'm with nationalist. I'm with the U.S. Nationalist Report. It's independent media. We've been investigating this building for employing illegal aliens.
For what?
Employing illegal aliens to build it. What do you think about that? Does that matter to you?
Is that unique?
Huh?
Is it unique?
No, it's very common here.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you don't care? Costs thousands of Americans jobs.
I don't know.
Don't matter to you? What kind of work you do?
Looking for it.
You looking for a job?
Yeah.
Well, it's really hard to get a job here because they mostly hire foreigners.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
New York.
You should care, dude, because like I can't get a job either, and they discriminate against Americans. So you definitely want to be concerned if you're a U.S. citizen. Just about all the construction sites I've investigated in Southern California are built by illegal alien Latino workers, and they require Spanish speaking. What kind of work you looking for? It's the same thing in New York. No, actually, I want to know about that. I'm from D.C. I haven't been to the East Coast in a long time. Same thing going on in New York.
Yeah.
It's bad there too.
I don't know how bad. I don't know how many people can't get work.
All right, because it costs a lot of Americans jobs here. What kind of work you looking for?
I'd like to start all over, so something in the film, movies.
Yeah, I'm an actor too.
Okay.
You in the union?
No. I just got here.
I'm in Screen Actors Guild.
2 days ago.
What kind of work you want to do in the industry?
Not like a trade thing, not like a camera, electrician, gaffer. I don't want to do anything. Maybe distribution, something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very hard to get into that. You have
Yeah.
connections?
I do not. No.
It's tough then. Not trying to
Not
disillusion you, just saying that it's tough to get in that industry. I've done a lot of background work. It's really hard to get the speaking parts. But you know, it's everybody's dream. Come here and try it out. You know, try to get in the industry.
Yeah.
Do you have background in the business?
I do not. I mean, I went to art school. I used to work at a number one like gaffer tape distributor in
Oh
America.
yeah,
Um,
New York City.
it's actually New Jersey,
Oh, okay.
but it's like people that I could ask for help, but I'm trying to do it on my own.
All right.
We'll see
You
how far
looking
that
around
goes.
this neighborhood for a place?
No, this neighborhood's too expensive. I think.
Yeah,
So
very expensive here.
I'm looking more around like Los Feliz, Hollywood,
Silver Lake's more reasonable.
Silver Lake. Yeah, but I'm looking.
Yeah, it's tough around here. You could try downtown's getting nicer,
Downtown.
like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Koreatown.
Yeah, I drove around. Yeah,
It's a lot more reasonable down there.
yeah, I totally agree. I was driving around it.
One thing I'm looking into that you should be looking into as a U.S. citizen, because the purpose of my channel is for patriotic Americans, is that Chinese absentee owners buy a lot of these buildings and they leave them empty most of the
Same
year.
in New York.
And it's costing Americans thousands of places to live, and it jacks up the prices.
Yeah.
So we should have a law against absentee owners. You agree with that?
I do not.
You don't? Why not?
People should be allowed to buy whatever they want.
Okay. But that's not really a free market, it's rigged.
I don't disagree with you. I'm actually going to go see inside.
All right, have a nice day. Bye. Okay, so that was interesting. Seemed like a nice guy, but like a lot of Americans, he's kind of brainwashed by the media. The media brainwashes Americans into thinking we have a free market and people should be able to do whatever they want. But then they don't realize the consequences that whatever you want means unlimited invaders coming into our country from third world countries, bringing diseases, criminals, people, terrorists, and they don't understand that there's no such thing as a pure free market, and China doesn't have a free market, and they protect their economy very heavily. In other words, they don't believe in an even playing field. A free market works when there's an even playing field, but that's never really existed, so we do need to protect our citizens' jobs and businesses here. We had the highest growth in our history in the 19th century because we had tariffs. So it's very good that President Trump is imposing tariffs on China. That will help our economy, help to restore our economy, and bring back more jobs. And we do need laws against the absentee owners of the real estate. You guys from Japan? Japan? Have a good trip. So the drivers here are really bad. It's important to take pictures. There's a lot of bad drivers here. And illegal alien drivers. Hey, where's Starbucks? Where's Starbucks? Huh? It's down here? All right. Okay, so you can see there are not many people on the street. There's a lot of luxury cars here. People profiting off of cheating Americans out of jobs and foreigners. A lot of luxury cars are driven by rich Asians, profiting off of Obama and Clinton selling us out to China. And then you can see a lot of these workers on the street are illegals. So this is not good for our country. We need to start cracking down on this. Okay, so it looks like they finished that building. But if it were a real free market and they were really making a real profit, they would have had that building pre-sold. A good developer would have had the building pre-sold in a prime neighborhood like this. This is a very desirable part of the city, and it should be filled up as soon as they finish it. But you can see most of the condos are still vacant. So this is another sign of a dysfunctional economy, corruption, and the agenda to drive Americans out and bring in hostile foreigners to break up the United States. So this is something we all want to be paying attention to, do our best to turn this around, and bring back our constitutional republic. Okay, so I'm going to keep videoing here. I do these neighborhood reports to monitor and investigate what's going on in neighborhoods in Southern California. What's interesting is you see a lot of auto traffic here, but the actual neighborhoods are very quiet. There's a lot of houses and apartments here, but they're very quiet, and at night most of the lights are off, which is a sign they're emptying out these neighborhoods, that foreign owners, out of state foreign owners, just leave a lot of these buildings empty, mostly empty. Not totally empty, obviously, but mostly vacant. Now they're a little more busy now because it's the Christmas holiday, so they sometimes rent these houses and apartments out for the Airbnb at very high prices, like $200 or $300 a night. So this isn't free market; it's an agenda to push Americans out of the West Coast and bring in mostly Chinese and their Latino slave workers. This is a very bad thing for the United States, for we the people of the United States, and it's unfortunate that the young man I was talking to doesn't really understand the big picture. And I felt sorry for him because he's looking for a place to live, and he kind of admitted he couldn't afford this neighborhood. So I tried to help him out, told him to try downtown. They got older building stock down there, not too dangerous, and the rents are a lot lower. And the guy doesn't even have a job, so it's not good to come out here with no job, considering how expensive it is, unless you have a lot of money saved up. A lot of these young guys are kind of clueless, but a lot of them are from rich families. They're like rich kids, so they don't really understand or care that much because, mommy and daddy will pay for them. But regular people like you and me that need to work, we're acutely aware of most of the jobs here being stolen from Americans and going to the illegals. Here's another empty building here, just sitting here empty, perfectly nice building. But a lot of the commercial buildings here, they stay empty too, because they never lower the leases, the rents and the leases. In a free market, the leases would go down and they could fill the buildings up, but they always keep the rents up. This restaurant here, Franco, is really good. I've been there. Looks like that guy moved though. He moved, I believe he moved to Sunset. Here they're doing some kind of renovation. Well, you don't see Americans living in these buildings. It's mostly the foreigners. Very disturbing. Here's another one. They're doing some kind of renovation here. I believe it's this foreign money coming in here, paying for the new construction renovation. Then it's going to go to the foreign occupants. And the ones I talk to here, they don't really speak English. They don't really care about the United States. So that's not a good thing for our country. LA is a little different because it is more cosmopolitan, but it has gone way overboard here. Like I said, like that guy I talked to is kind of gullible, and he doesn't understand that with all this corruption and New World Order agenda, it's very unlikely you'll get any kind of job here, and he'll be forced to pay 3 or 4 times the rent of what a free market would dictate. There's another kind of strange apartment here. Doesn't look like there's many people actually living in it. Okay, so I'm going to sign off now. And I'll report more later.